Hey guys, what's up? Gonna do a quick video, or hope for it to be quick, on my custom flashlight collection. It's gone pretty out of control. I have a major love for tritium, as you guys probably know by watching all my Instagram or even some of the videos I've done for YouTube. Anyway, if you guys are not following me on Instagram, I post a lot of stuff, my knives, my flashlights, goofy stuff that I do, but most of it's knife and flashlight related. It's the same as my YouTube channel, GKTII. You can find me over on Instagram. And obviously, if you're not subscribed to my YouTube channel, I'd love for you to do that. Leave comments. I love interacting with you guys. I try to answer every comment if I can and get back to you whenever I can. Sometimes the way that the new setup is done, it's hard for me to see that someone's actually sent me a message, so it may be a couple days, but I'll try to get back to you anyway. But I'd love to hear your thoughts on stuff, and you guys give me some good ideas on things that I should get that I don't have, and stuff like that. So anyway, feel free to comment. I really enjoy it, and I read every single one, even if I don't get back to you right away. So what we're going to do is, and I actually have one more coming right now. We'll talk about the flutes in a minute, but these are my most recent two. And I've even had some people say to me, I love your collection. They're really awesome. What is, if I was going to get into custom flashlights, because there are all kinds of flashlights, guys. I got a mag light. I've got a cheap black, I don't even know what that thing is. It's just a real cheap, like, GE type flashlight. I don't even know where it is. So, everybody has flashlights in their house, and then they wonder, why in the world would you spend so much on a flashlight? And it's really about customization and rarity. The same thing you do with knives. I mean, guys, a Kershaw, for $50 can cut. It may not hold its edge, may not be the best steel, but you can cut what you need to cut, go strop it or resharpen it. But there are people spending thousands of dollars on custom knives, and it's because of the makers, it's because of the product, it's because of the hand design that's going into it, and the hand fitting and grinding and that sort of thing, that pulls us towards this particular product. So I like custom stuff. You can get a silver flashlight at Home Depot for $20. That's, every bit as bright as any of these. The difference is in the hand design and hand making and the rarity. When custom, these aren't made mass produced, so they're harder to get, which drives the price up just like knives. So just to give you an idea of why I got into it. But I've had people asking me, I want to get into this hobby. I really like the way your lights look. What's the best EDC, or entry-level EDC into custom flashlights? And it's really a hard question to answer. My very first light, which I'll start with now, was the Magismo Haiku. That's this light right here, and it is unbelievably awesome. The maker of this product is very well known, and it's Don McLeish who makes it. He's from Hawaii. And he's known as one of the best custom flashlight makers in the world. So when I was looking again, I said, hey, what's the best? And I asked the same question you guys do, and everybody pointed me this direction. I even posted on my Instagram. And actually, Tony with North to South Knives was the guy that really said, this is the guy you want to get. It's all titanium. It's hand, ground down and milled. And he makes all the parts for this thing. It's really incredible, and it's super light, and it's easily to carry. It's a little bit, when you put these in your pocket, some of the knives are pretty flat. I'll give you an example of like a Strider, my SJ. So it's quite a bit wider. I hope that focuses in because I know it's trying to go to the background, but you get the idea. So when you put this in your pocket, it's pretty flat up against you. These are a little bit wider. So it's not as comfortable in your pocket as a knife would be. But, I don't carry these every day, all day. Like I was talking with another knife collector, and I said, why don't you have any custom flashlights? I've never had the need to say, oh my God, I wish I had a flashlight on me. We all know it's dark. So, but it's funny because when you have them, you find every reason in the world to grab them and go look in a closet without turning the lights on. Or it's really funny how things change. So anyway, this was my very first custom flashlight, and it's called a McClicky. So it's a click on, click off, and then you can change the modes by clicking quicker. There's low, medium, high. And it stays in the mode, whatever one you leave it in, so that's in high. So anyway, awesome flashlight, and I may call these things knives throughout the night because I'm known to do that. The cool thing about Megizmos are that, and this is the haiku, are that they're all interchangeable. So you can unscrew this and you can put on a different head on it. You can change out the emitters. It's all cool, and most of the flashlights are based on batteries. So this is the one that I said, I've even told other people, if you're going to get one flashlight, they're about, I don't know, $450, somewhere in that neighborhood, direct from Don. Maybe $500 depending, because I really don't know the exact prices now, but it's a great starter flashlight. I know it's expensive still, but they get way more expensive than this. So this is a good entry level into custom flashlights, and it will do everything you need it to do. Very dependable in this, that, and the other. So, but anyway, talking about the heads that are removable, I'm going to pull up another Megizmo. This is called the Makai. It's a lot larger head, very similar body, same size around, and the head can screw off of this and fit onto this. So I'll show you guys real quick. So you take this off, real smooth the way these things open and close. Then this is the head. Take this one off, and we can put this one on here. You gotta press it in there a little bit. This one's a little different with the battery. But the cool things are all interchangeable. So now I've created a very weird looking flashlight. So not to say that you'd want to carry this around, because this is a lot larger around than this guy. However, we could also take and put this on this. So now we've got a little bit slimmer but more battery, because these have longer battery life, because there's 2 batteries in this one. This CR123s. So it can have double the battery life, but the same situation, you know. Emitter's the same, because that's what's in the head, and then you just have a different battery casing for it, and same with clicky switch on the back. So that's kind of what's neat about Megizmo stuff, and even he makes stuff that's interchangeable with other flashlights as well, but I mean, this one's weird looking, but kind of cool at the same time. So I don't do this very often. I'm just doing it for you guys so that you can see. But like I say, the haiku is a really, really awesome start. And then if you want to go into other more expensive stuff, you can certainly do that. But these are great flashlights, so I'll leave that there. All right, so we've got the Megizmos out of the way. So I'll talk about the most recent ones called the flutes. And I've got my you can see the blue light in here, and I'm trying to be able to show you guys, but it just doesn't want to. It's a shitty black light. But let me turn the lights off, so that now we can start seeing some tritium. Just makes it easier for you to see. So I'm going to hold this up a little bit. It may not be the best picture, but this is the first flute that I got. It's made by Tane, and I'll turn the lights back on in a minute and show you the knurling, but I want you to see the tritium now. And the black light's helping me show this. So this one has, I believe it's ice blue trits, and then an orange one in the middle. And this is a twisty. So this one twists on to a low, keep twisting, and it twists onto a high. And it gives a really great, really small EDC size light. Very small around, really fits in the pocket well. This is the one that I've said, if you want a light that's really well made by a great maker, Tane, and for an EDC to fit in your pocket, this is the guy. So I think the flutes are probably the best for that. Here's the other one that I have, and it really shows them how bright they are. It's got green, purple, pink, and I want to say that's yellow. It's probably even too bright with this, but when I make it too dark, you can't see these at all, so that's why I did it. Really cool how that looks around the inside off the peak here, because as I showed you in my other video, this swoops down so it looks like some type of a carnival type thing. So this is I love this one. This one's probably my favorite one, and I have one more coming, so I just can't help myself. So going into this one, this is from a maker called Jeff Hanko, and this is a Sunway-man. It's a regular production type brand. It's called a V10 R Ty Plus. Now this one has a Damascus bezel on the top that has white tritium. This is all white tritium through this. But Jeff Hanko modded this with all the different tritium inserts in here, along in the head, and then in the tail, which is the switch. It's an electronic switch. Same function as the others. You press on that, and you get the whatever color you want by trying to do low, medium, and high. But oh, you know what? This one doesn't work that way. Duh. This one is a twisty in the middle here to change your the power of the LED. So you twist it down, it goes to low. I'm sitting there trying to click it on and off, and then you turn it back up, and it goes to high. So I actually use this one next to the bed, and people go, "I have a regular flashlight for that." No, that's true. You can use a regular flashlight, but when it's pitch dark in the middle of the night, this thing glows like this. So I know exactly where my flashlight is. If I accidentally knock it off the nightstand and it goes onto the floor, it's glowing like a bitch. I'll be able to grab it. You, on the other hand, if you have a small one without tritium on it, you're not going to have any freaking clue unless you turn your light on, which defeats the whole purpose. So anyway, I'm not kicking anybody. I'm just saying that's why I like tritium. You know, it's, for one, it's cool as shit to look at. And the other thing is it's pretty awesome to be able to find your lights and know exactly where they are. And probably would make a little more sense at this point, since you can see all the tritium here, is to turn on the light so I can show you the rest of the lights. So actually, let me turn the other light on so maybe you can see it from a distance and you can still see the tritium. Yeah, it looks a little bit better there. So moving on to the next one. This is a Teen Thud LT. Forgot what it was for a second. This one has an aspheric lens on it. See, it's real round and bulbish. So when you turn this on, same exact electronic switch in the back and tritium around the tail. It's got a real wide, see how wide that spread is? And it's because of that aspheric type bulb lens on the front. So it just makes it really shine out wide. So you get a really wide, what's called a flood on this. So this is an awesomely milled, great looking flashlight. And it goes to match the thud over here. It's got the same similar patterns, the tail, and then the same type of handle. And then this one obviously is different towards the top. But this is a great, great flashlight. And these things are expensive as shit. I said a lot of curse words tonight. I apologize if there are any kids watching. Again, teen. You'll see a lot of teens in here. Fallen in love with him. This is a Damascus. This is called the Nova. He made 20 of these. 20 of them in regular titanium and 20 of them in Damascus. And it's a mixed Damascus between titanium and Damascus here. Tritium, I chose light blue and purple in the tail with the same electronic switch. And great warm, nice warm, like, turn it down a little bit. So that's on the low. It's got a nice warm tint to it, which makes it kind of neutral, but more towards the warm. The cooler a bulb is, the harder it is to really see light. Everything looks blue. When you've got a more neutral, it shows the coloration of whatever you're trying to point the light on. It just makes it easier on the eye. So that's what I prefer. That's medium, and then that's high. So the high is really bright. So anyway, another just really, there's only 20 of these. And the Damascus is just gorgeous how it's etched. And I've got a couple other Damascus I'll get ready to show you in a second. And I'll turn the lights on in a minute so you get a little bit better view of this stuff. Now this one is from, and this one doesn't have any tritium in it actually. One of the only few that I have that don't have tritium. But this is from Prometheus Lights. I don't know if you guys have heard of that, but if you go to the darksucks.com, kind of neat for a flashlight company. He also makes pens, and then recently you would have seen if you guys are familiar with the, I can't remember what kind of starter it is, but it's one of those things where you can start a business and raise money for it. Kickstarter, I think is what it is. And he's doing spinning tops now with an actual ruby or sapphire in the base of the top, and it spins for like 10 minutes. It's pretty sweet. But anyway, this is one of his one of his flashlights, sorry. And this is an actual custom, and this is his custom maker's mark. Hopefully you can see that right there. It's a J, I believe it's JH. I don't know his name. His name's Jason something. But it's actual bead blasts and then polished in between, and these are all bead blasted as well. So it looks just really, really cool. Great tint on the light again. Sorry, that's a little bit too bright. So that's a little bit lower. And this one is a clicky again, the clicky in the bottom. This is blue, and it also matches what's in the, there's a little O-ring around there. It's blue. And I'll show you guys again in a second. But This one does, instead of clicking it all the way on like that and clicking it off, you just hold it down a little bit and you can switch through the brightness without clicking it. And then you hold it down with the one you want. So if I turn it off and I turn it back on, it's going to be on that same setting. But again, another custom flashlight that he hand does all this stuff on a lathe, and he just got a CNC machine, but puts all together. This is waterproof to some crazy number, but a really great flashlight, and these come super limited. So anyway, it's very difficult to get a hold of these. Moving on to the other side, I've got these two lights here, and these are from Tane as well. The Tritium Master in my mind, but these are red. I know it's hard to see. It's very difficult to see with these, with the red ones and this damn black light. But this is a Zenith Damascus. Very limited quantities again. So you can see this is one. It's a two-piece, but this is one solid piece here. If you guys want to, every one of these flashlights is I did an unboxing on. So if there's something you like or you're unsure about, you want to see a little bit more detail with better lighting, feel free to go back and check out those videos. Again, the electronic switch. It's a little bit brighter there, so I'll turn it down. But this is a clicky. Same thing the other ones are. But it's the electronics. It doesn't make a click sound when you do it. So that's the one in the red trits. And then I've got another one in Damascus with, I want to say it's all ice blue tritium. So, but these are they're heavy as crap too. These are some of my favorite ones. It's low, medium, high, low again. But just a really awesome, good, chunky, heavy feeling milled, solid Damascus light. So I know the lighting's not the best for these, but and then there's one. Let's go into the thuds now. So this is the one I had originally, which has yellow and blue tritium in what's called a cooling fin, because these things get warm when you turn them on. And then it's got yellow and blue around the outside, and then red and some other color in there. I can't recall which. I think it's red and blue underneath. But this is the syringe type, to where you can hold it literally like a syringe. That's what some people have called it, but it's great ergonomics in the hand. It feels awesome. Just a really great flashlight, and it's powerful as shit. Now, these are very hard to get. They hardly ever come up for sale. I happened to grab this right off the bat, and then I had Tane make me the other one. He had some extra parts. But this thing has got a beam like I can't even explain to you. That's low, medium, high. And it will fire from a very long distance away. Just a very focused beam. So there's no flood on this really. It's pretty much all throw. And then my most favorite light of all, and the one I just got, I can't say it's my most favorite. It's definitely my most favorite Tane light. And I had this one made. I had him mill out extra trits in here. And I wanted this to just be crazy. Now this is the other one is an 18650 battery. This one is a 26650, and that's basically the diameter. So this one's a more normal size in the hand, larger flashlight, where that one's a little bit thinner over there. So this one will have a lot more battery life. It's the same power that comes out of this. So this one's got the same crazy bright beam, as you can see, but longer battery life because it's in a longer battery tube, or the larger battery tube. So, but I had him go crazy on the tritium in here, and if in person, the lighting, this black light just does not show how awesome this really looks. So, but and then in the tail, I did it in pink, which is that one there. It's hard to see. Green, and then purple. So it's pink, green, purple. It's kind of hard to tell that's pink there. And then I had him do a 7 trit switch with red, purple, blue, green, and some other colors down at the bottom. And then I think that's an orange in the middle. But the knurling on this is incredible. Go check out my other video on it. But when you're holding this, it's all one size. It's pretty much all the same size here, so it's a lot easier to hold and use. So this one, it will definitely never leave. But I paid a lot of money for that. I paid an extra probably $300 just to get the extra tritium in there. And it's already a $1,300 flashlight. So that was probably, I think I paid a little over $1,600 for that, which is crazy. And I understand that too. So I don't blame you for calling me crazy on that. All right, one last one that you guys have seen before, which is probably the creme de creme of flashlights. And that's the Cool Fall Spy Tri-V. This is basically a computer flashlight. I'll show you real quick for those of you guys who have seen it before. It is a 6-level turn switch, which is this piece right here. So you turn it, and you get the traditional lens in low, a little bit higher, and then you go to what's a flood pattern yellow beam. That one turns off, and then we go to this one. So that's very, very bright. So let's go back. Let's go back to the beginning. So this is off. Turn it on low. Turn it on a little bit brighter. Then the yellow, just straight flood pattern. There's no particular harsh spot on this one at all. It's just complete flood. So then, once you turn that again, it goes back to the other one in an even brighter setting. So let's go back to the beginning. One on, low, medium, flood, high on that same first one, same one on that corner. Then on the next one, it turns on both the flood and that same one stays on. So now I've got them both on. So you can see this one stays on, then that one comes on. It's kind of hard to see. So what it'll look like is this in high, and then it just changes the color and gets you a really, really wide flood pattern. And then the last one is the awesome spheric, which will put out, and you can see it's got a weird shape to it. It's not round, but this thing will throw like a champ. And then you just spin it back down to turn it off, but they'll all turn on real weird. Now, that's the standard settings that come straight from the manufacturer. If you take out the battery, which is done with this little ball right here. Actually, let me turn the light on so you guys can see these a little bit better now. And I know the video is getting long, but I think these are pretty cool. So I'll show you this right there. This one's got, has the serial number on it, which is 0443. And then it has this little ball right here. So you can't really push it with your fingernail. It's kind of weird. With a lanyard that comes with this is a little ball on the lanyard. You just basically push the ball into there, and this thing just springs off. It's got 2 springs loaded in the bottom. You put 2 batteries in there. But when you first turn it on, it goes, if you leave it in the off position, it goes back to the manufacturer's settings. If you were to turn it to, say, level 1, because when you first turn it on with the battery, it's flashing. Flashes slow. And that's basically the programming waiting for you to tell it what type of programming you want to do. So here's my point. The initial is what I just showed you. The way these things all cut on. Okay, now if I were to turn it on, and I don't know how to do this all the way, I've just watched some videos and that sort of thing, and you can go check out some other Tri-V videos and it'll show you a little bit. The guy that makes it, I forget, his name's Dave, excuse me, but I can't remember what his actual YouTube name is. But anyway, when you turn it on, if you keep it on level 1, when it's done blinking, it'll go to a different setting, and you can program 6 different settings. So if you turn it off and then you put it on number 1, that's a certain one. If you turn it off, you put it on level 2. Once it's done flashing, then you're setting up level 2, and you can create each one of the 6 versions for 6 different lighting things. So, I mean, you could have literally this particular light be the only light that ever cuts on in 6 different levels of brightness. So that could be one of the settings. One of the settings could be these 2 in 6 levels of brightness. One could be going backwards in a spheric and flood all the time at different levels of brightness. It is literally 100% programmable, and I don't know what the hell I'm doing with it. So I just use it on the main setting because I think it's cool. But these are really hard to get to, and they're really, 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 really expensive. The most expensive lights on this table. In fact, they're usually as expensive as multiple lights on this table. However, it is the coolest freaking thing. If you can spend the money and you have the cash to do it, it is such a neat thing that I would suggest get one. But totally up to you guys. You know, like I say, this is a lot of money for a flashlight. But I love this thing. It is to me, it's the best flashlight made, in my opinion. So anyway, with that being said, let's go back through the Damascus real quick so you can see this in a better light. And like I say, you can check out these videos that I've done before on these, and it's literally Damascus the whole way through. You can see the lines, as you can see right there, just the Damascus running. Great millwork. These are just phenomenal. So anyway, guys, I appreciate you checking it out. I told you I'd do a custom flashlight video, and I wanted to put this together for you. So if you have any questions or comments on these, please do so. I highly recommend these things. They are super, super cool. The tritium is just so pretty, so awesome to look at, and I really enjoy them. So anyway, guys, thanks for watching, and I will talk with you soon. Take care.